All right, so the Olympia Expo was yesterday. I want to make a recap on all the arm wrestling that went down. As far as my match, I ended up having a super match with Mega Mike. He was originally supposed to pull Brandon Allen, but he got sick, so I ended up, finding out about that 2 days before, and I messaged Mike. I'm like, I'll step in for the match. Like I'm up for the challenge. Like it sounds like fun. And it's good experience for me to improve in the future, to challenge myself with extremely strong opponents such as Mike out of California. The dude's an absolute beast, especially his right arm is just very powerful. He's gone against Corey West in super matches. He has many big wins in arm wrestling, including Cody Merritt on the right in Hawthorne. I remember seeing that in person, and obviously a bunch of other big wins. So he's a serious arm wrestler. So I ended up going against him, and I was able to take his wrist in the first match, but he was still able to go through with side pressure. I got to this position and I thought I had enough control to kind of hold and then bring it back my way, but I forgot that he has, he still goes to the side even without his wrist. So he was able to get that first match, and then the second match I wasn't able to hit his hand enough. So third match he just held me and he sunk me in the hook. I didn't have enough power in the hook. My whole objective was to stay out on his hand and isolate his hand. So learning from this match, I know I need to work more on rising, pronation, and flat wristed side pressure, because if I get sucked in a hook with a guy like that, it's not going to be good. I would say my lat is my strongest weapon on my right arm. So I know what I need to work on for sure, but I know my right is improving. Coming off some big wins in the Locked and Loaded tournament a month ago. And I actually have not trained from then until this tournament. I only trained once with a friend from the gym who's not really even an arm wrestler for like 10 minutes. So I basically had no table time. I wasn't doing any specific training, but this tournament has got me more motivated to do some more of that and refine my skills on the arm wrestling table. So that was a super match, and I ended up doing the super heavyweight class in the tournament because I wasn't going to cut to 232. As I said in my previous video where I was talking to the camera, where I'm trying to go for a 4 or 5 bench press, so I'm just kind of bulking. I just want to stay around 245 to 250. Maybe even bulk even more from there, see what I can do. But my metabolism is really fast, so it's hard to gain. I have to really force feed, but that's no excuse. I'm willing to do that, absolutely. And it's nice training for that. I'm enjoying the heavy benching, but I will say it's the day after the tournament and my arms are destroyed. But anyways, so I did the super heavyweight class in the tournament, and on the right I went against Mike. First match he beat me, and then I went against some guy from Arizona. I beat him, and then I went against Alex from California. I've trained with him before. He's a strong dude, and I lost false start, minor false start they call a foul because it's in a ref's grip, and then barely off the front apparently for an elbow foul, even though I felt like I had hand control and he was slipping out. But I would have liked to go in the straps and see how that match actually would have played out. But that was my second loss, so I was out on the right. And then on the left, I went against, first match, I went against, who was it? Oh yeah, it was against Mike on the left as well. So I beat Mike my first match, pretty easy. And then second match, I went against Leonidas. If you don't know who Leonidas is, this big German bodybuilder dude. He's had a match with Prudnik before, which was crazy. He's like I would say 270, 280 maybe, big bodybuilder dude. And he's got about 2 or 3 years arm wrestling experience, so maybe a little bit less than me, maybe about the same time as me, but he's a big, massive. He's putting up big weights on bench, like 500, 600 pounds. And I was very impressed by his strength. He slipped out. We went in the straps, and I kind of stopped him for a second, but then he just had too much side pressure, so he beat me. Then in my third match, I went against this guy from Utah. I think his name is, what's his name? Something Holiday. He's got a big hand, older dude, but I was able to stop his hit and bring it back. He kind of had me right here, but I kept my pronation and I was able to bring him back to my side. I was very happy with that win. That was a big win for me. Then my last match, I went against Tony Tomlinson, who is pretty strong. I mean, he's about 300 something pounds. Dude's an absolute monster, and he beat me. So that was it for the tournament. I wanted to challenge myself by doing the super heavyweight class just to see what I can do. I'm viewing it as training either way because I'm thinking long term when it comes to arm wrestling, and I want to improve for the future. So I'm not too concerned about taking a loss in a tournament because I'm thinking big picture, especially if I want to be a weight class arm wrestler, which my most competitive weight would be 242 or 235. If I'm lean, I cut to that. So eventually in the future, I want to be one of the top 242 pound arm wrestlers in the US for sure, if not the world. I think I can do it. I think I have the potential, and I love this sport. So this Olympia weekend has only fueled the fire in terms of my motivation for arm wrestling. So after the tournament, I was after pulling for like 4 or 5 hours also, which was awesome. Shout out to anyone who I arm wrestled with or saw at the Olympia Expo. It was a lot of fun. That's it for the recap. If you have any questions or you want to see any videos related to arm wrestling or training, let me know. I'll be back with some more videos. I have a lot of the after pulling footage I'm about to upload, so that'll be up soon this week.